This lesson is going to go over the next 3 modules in Writer's Workshop for the informational article. Remember, to log in, you need to find our school district, and you can do that by typing Detroit Service Learning Academy into the school name, or simply by typing in the school code, which is MI1025. Once you click Go, please log in using your username and password. Your username is RSLA, first name, and then last name. Obviously, it's your first name and your last name. And your password is student1234. Once you log in, please click Writing Workshop. Once you've logged in, you should be to this point where it tells you that your next lesson is Prewriting, Brainstorming Material for an Informational Article using a web. The objective of this lesson is to brainstorm material for the informational article that you decided you wanted to write based on the topic you chose in the previous video. Once you've answered some questions, you're going to move on to actually creating your own web. So this tells you that brainstorming webs help you put the topic in the middle of the web to fill out the web with ideas about the topic. This is going to help you figure out some of the ideas that you might include in your essay. As a reminder, your topic always goes in the center of your brainstorming web. And a brainstorming web can help you begin to think about the structure of your article, because some of the ideas in the outer circles will likely become ideas for body paragraphs later. This slide tells you to, on paper, create a brainstorming web like the one above to come up with ideas for material that your informational article will include. You should write your overall topic in the center bubble and write subtopics in the other bubbles. The subtopics may include key events, individuals, or ideas, and they may become main ideas for body paragraphs. To create one of these on paper, you're going to get a handout that looks like this. It says Brainstorm Material for your informational article. As a reminder, you need to put your name here and your homeroom on this line, and the topic of your article is going to go in your center bubble. I'm going to kind of fast forward and show you what mine looks like. Here's mine. So I put my name on it. Obviously, I put the homeroom. And the topic that I'm choosing for my article is a castle named Annet Castle. So each of these 5 bubbles have different ideas that could be body paragraphs. And each of these bubbles has at least one detail or another idea that connects to it. Let's zoom in and take a quick look. On the bottom, I put a reminder. At least 10 bubbles printed on the sheet or hand-drawn must be filled in to receive credit. So one of the things that I wrote down was that Alnwick Castle was owned by the Percy family. I know that they're descended from Vikings, and when I was there, I saw a scroll that talked about family history, so that's another detail that I included. Something else that I wanted to talk about was that it was a filming location for Harry Potter and Downton Abbey, a movie and a show that I really like. So I wrote that it was the broomstick lesson scene for the first Harry Potter movie, and it was featured in the Downton Abbey Christmas special. So once you have a web that looks like mine, then you are ready to move on to the next step. In the next step, you're going to locate sources for an informational article. So you're going to locate information using electronic resources only because we don't have books or magazines on these topics available to us. When you get to this slide, you're going to pause. This slide tells you to use an internet search engine and any other resources that your teacher provides to locate sources for your informational article. Then it says, in the space below, record at least 3 sources that you believe will be useful to your research. Before you do anything here, I want you to use the Locate Sources for an Informational Article handout that I have made available to you. We're going to go over this handout to make sure that you understand what it is that you need to do. So before you do anything, please be sure to put your name and homeroom on the top of your paper. This handout says, not all sources are created equal. The internet is full of useful information, as well as a lot of information that's incorrect or biased. Sometimes telling the difference is harder than you might think. Here are some questions to help you determine whether your online source is trustworthy. There are 4 questions. The first question is, who created the website? What person or organization is the author of the website? Sometimes the site's URL can help you figure this out. .gov means a site created by the federal government. .edu means a site created by a college or university. .org means a site created by an organization, possibly a nonprofit. .com websites are more tricky and take a little more detective work to find the creator or author. The next question is, what are their credentials? What qualifies this organization or person to provide information on this topic? If a person runs the site, consider his or her occupation, experience, and education. If an organization runs the site, consider how long the group has been around and if it exists only locally or has a national or worldwide presence. What is the site's purpose? Does the site exist to inform or teach? Is it selling a product or advocating for a cause? Is the site's only purpose to entertain? Is there evidence that the site is biased or prejudiced in favor of a certain outcome? Sites in support of political candidates or selling products may not be trustworthy. And the last question is the current site functional? Try to find the date when the web page was last updated or its latest copyright date. If the site is old, the data may no longer be accurate. Are the links working properly? Broken links, spelling mistakes, and other errors are signs that the site may not be trustworthy. So, in order to begin completing this worksheet, we need to first find some websites that will help us with the topic that we have chosen. So the topic that I've chosen is Alnwick Castle. So before I can fill out anything, I need to get to my search engine and start finding some websites. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm just going to search the name of my topic to see what's out there. And I have some website results that come up. So I have a website for the castle itself. There is a website to book events at the castle. There's a Wikipedia article, which I'm not going to use because anyone can edit Wikipedia, and that's not usually the best choice for research. There's a TripAdvisor website, and I'm not planning a trip right now, so this wouldn't be a good website to use. There is an article from a newspaper, which might be helpful. A website from an organization that promotes historical sites, that might be helpful. An atlas, a website about the garden, a YouTube video, and then I could go ahead and click and move through these sources. So the first one that I'm going to just take a look at is this website for Alnwick Castle. When I take a look at my worksheet, it tells me that I need to give the website's name. And so that's usually going to be at the top of the website, and this website is just called Alnwick Castle. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down before I go any further. And then the next thing that I need is the website URL. So URL means Universal Resource Locator. And if I'm looking for my URL, it's going to be in the address bar at the top of my screen. So my address bar is right here. And I'm going to take this URL, this https://www.alnwickcastle.com, and I'm going to add it to my worksheet. Once I've added this to my worksheet, I need to go ahead and start answering the rest of the questions. The first question is, who created the website? And remember, I can use the information in these questions to help me. So if the website is a .gov, .edu, or .org, that helps. But the website I found is a .com, so I need to go back and look at the website and do a little bit of the work. So usually the best thing to do is to go to the bottom of the website, and sometimes you can use some of the links at the bottom to help you. So for example, I might try Contact Us and see where that gets me. I might try some of the other links and see who the website is put out by. So based on what I've looked at, I know that this website is created by the same people who run Alnwick Castle as a tourist attraction. So I am just going to go back to my worksheet and I'm going to say that the organization that owns the castle created the website. Now, I need to figure out what the site's purpose is. So I go back to the site. And I can take a look at the links for some clues. So it has an explore button. And when I click here on these links, it will tell me more about the tourist attraction. If I go to the history links, I can get some information on the history. So this all seems to be information about the castle itself. So I know that the purpose of this website is to inform. I also need to find out the date of the last update or copyright. So if I go to the bottom of the website, that's usually a good place to start. If I can find this little C with a circle around it and a date, that will tell me when the last copyright was done. This website was last copyrighted in 2017. And from clicking on these links, I can find more information about different things that I might want to know about. For example, if I click the link for the castle, I can find out more information about the castle itself. So this website does seem to be trustworthy. So I'm going to head back to my worksheet and I'm going to explain that, yes, this does seem like a reliable source. Website The website is run by the same people who run the castle and has information about its history. And once I've done that, then I need to fill out information about 2 more websites that might help me on my future research.